that over here as well. Okay. All right, so there we are, guys. We got this hookup happening on several sources. Okay. All right. So it's time for the Friday version of the Jesse T Show, running kind of late here. We are learning how to do a lot of new technology here, guys. So bear with me and hang in there, because with this new technology, what we're learning to do is how to push all the right buttons and how to keep all the right things going in the right order, and how to hook up all the different camera setups and the different feeds that we have to hook up with our 1 or 2 button push. So it's the Jesse T Show. Good to have you along with me. We are on Instagram Live at Jesse Terrero, as well as Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero, as well as YouTube and the Power of Voices, and YouTube, the Power of Voices, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Blogger, and so many others, all radiating from the platform of the Power of Voices.com. So my normal listening audience, keep this in mind. You over here that I'm looking at this angle, away from the camera right now, camera right. You guys, if you really want to get the whole show feed, you go to the other broadcast that's happening here on Facebook.com. You'll see doubling up on you here. So go to the other one, and you'll be able to see some of the graphics and stuff that I'm trying to play with and put up, and etc. So bear with me on that. I suggest for you to go over to that one and check it out. Okay. Otherwise, you're just getting me talking here on this system here. April Orr, you are a distant relative of mine. Is that ORR? I am an Orr. J. Glenn Orr was my grandfather. And Joe Kovacic, get out of here, Joe. What's happening, buddy? Hey, baby, what's going on? They say we have Harry Bud Nelson checking in, and he wants to go on live with me. So let's, we could bring him on over here. Hey, Harry, we could bring you on, but I've got to kind of go camera front here and deal with the graphics and stuff that we have on our other system. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Anyway, April Orr, you are a distant relative. My grandfather was J. Glenn Orr, and I come from the Orr clan. And I don't know if you know a lot about your history, but we do. And in fact, I'll share some of that with you at some point. Comment up on the show. Okay, so today we're talking about Christmas. There was a recent article that was put up here, and it went out across the different social media sources today. And the article was all about Christmas. And let me adjust this over here, guys, and kind of move this way a little bit. We're going to get a little bit of reflection there in the camera here. So just hang in there. There's not much I can do about it, really, except have to reset my lighting here the next time we go on from the undisclosed location here in the Jesse T compound, baby. All right, so there was a big article that went out here, and I'm going to try to bring it up right now. Let me see here. Let's go up here. Let's hit this graphic here, because it disturbed me very much this morning. And the article was about Santa Claus. And I should post it up right here. Here we go. That's right. Okay, guys. Yeah, you can see it. You see this show here? That's me live with all the graphics that we put in to the show here live, and that's just the regular feed over here. So you see, if you want to, Queenie, if you want to, guys, if you want to go to the other feed, take the other feed. That way, then you can see the graphics as well as all the cool stuff. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of people out there that think that Santa should be female or gender neutral. Many surveys are being taken across the nation about Santa. What in the heck is wrong with our lunatic left society. Santa should be female or gender neutral, some survey takers say. Now, check this out. Do you agree with that? I don't. For many across the United States, Santa Claus is known as a legendary figure who is said to bring gifts to the homes of well-behaved or nice children on Christmas Eve. His appearance has stayed the same for years. White beard, red suit, white fur, boots, and glasses. Father Christmas is also known to have a huge appetite for milk and cookies. But if Kris Kringle may be too outdated for modern times for many. And one company has offered up the idea of a possible gender-neutral Father Christmas. Now, can you believe that? What in the world is this world coming to when even Santa Claus is disturbed by these left-wing, gender-progressive, social communists that think there's more than two genders in the world, nuthead kooks that should be drinking something to keep their mind clear instead of whatever they're drinking that's messing their minds up. Because Santa is a man, and that's all there is to it. So I decided today that I was going to go and figure out when Christmas started. And so I'm going to share some things with you so you can have the right arguments when these people come up and say, Santa Claus should be gender neutral. Santa Claus could be a girl, or it could be transgender, or it could be a man with breasts, or it could be a girl with a penis, or it could be one of those that don't even know what they are, but they think they're something, but they don't know what they think they are because they're one of 72 things that we think that they can be. Guys, there's two genders. Uno, dos. Two genders. Okay? You think I'm going to put this finger down first? No. 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 No, no, no. Two genders. No, 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 no. No. Two genders. Two genders. That's it. Okay? Sorry. Now. All right, Harry Bud. Hey, Joe Kovacic, my old high school buddy. What's happening, Big Joe? Big Joe Kovacic. About ready to retire from the Los Angeles City Fire Department. Hey, Big Joe. He was a football player buddy of mine. I've known Joe since I was about maybe 10 years old. He's one of my oldest known guys. And he kind of looks like Santa Claus. He's big and round and fluffy. And he wears a beard. And he does play Santa Claus. Anyhow, so I decided to go on a journey of history to find out who and what Santa really is. The first recorded date of Christmas being celebrated on December 25th was in 336, during the time of the Roman Emperor Constantine. Now, everything changed during Constantine I. Everything changed. Mostly Rome was a pagan religion for almost 600 or 700 years. It was a pagan religion, state, empire. But Constantine found Christendom as very appealing. And there's a lot of reasons for that, which I can talk about later. But anyway, Constantine, a lot of things changed. He married the Roman pagan religion of symbology and pagan worship with the faith of Christendom. It wasn't called Christianity yet. So the Roman emperor in 336, Constantine, he was the first Christian Roman emperor. Okay? A few years later, Pope Julius I officially declared that the birth of Jesus would be celebrated on the 25th of December. So that's how we come, Tom Collins. Hey, I like vodka Collins myself. The birth of Jesus comes to be December 25th because the Catholic Church, a few years later, the Roman Church, it was actually called, Pope Julius I was declared that Jesus would be celebrated on January 25th. So the originality of Christmas is different for many people around the world. Many popular customs associated with Christmas developed independently of the commemoration of Jesus' birth. with certain elements having origins in pre-Christian festivals. That's what the Romans did. They had a lot of festivals that were celebrated around the winter solstice by pagan populations who were later converted to Christianity. And that's because of Constantine I reuniting the three Roman empires that broke up into one massive Roman empire again, and then announcing that Christendom or Christianity would become the faith of the Roman Empire. And he married the pagan ideologies and symbology and celebrations with the faith of Christendom. Okay? So the history of Christmas trees comes from the evergreen fir tree, which has traditionally been used to celebrate winter festivals. Yes, another pagan and Christian combination. Okay? For thousands of years, pagans used branches of it to decorate their homes during the winter solstice. Very important to know when winter was coming and when summer was coming, as it made them think of the spring to come, you see. Winter solstice was important because you had to put away enough food. Now, why are we celebrating Christmas? Well, Christmas is literally the Mass for Christ, okay? The day on which Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus because of Pope Julius. The Western date for Jesus' birth is quite arbitrary. It was chosen by Pope Leo I, Bishop of Rome, 440 to 461, to coincide with the festival of the Saturnalia, when Romans worshipped Saturn, the sun god. Okay? So the Romans originally worshipped December 25th as Saturn, the sun god. Okay? Saturnalia. And Pope Leo I followed suit and gave the idea of celebrating Mass, which created and started in Rome between 440 and 461. Now, how did Santa start? This is important. Santa, the legend of Santa Claus, can be traced back hundreds of years to a monk named Saint Nicholas. Boop, 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 boop. Not a woman. Not a he-she or she-he or transgender or whatever you want to call yourself. Cowboy or cowgirl. I don't know. It's not that. It can be traced back to Saint Nicholas. He was a monk. That's right, a monk. It is believed that Nicholas was born sometime around 280 AD. Okay? That's after death. In Pteria near Myra in modern day Turkey. It came out of Turkey, man. And that ain't no turkey, baby. You ain't no turkey. As George Jefferson used to say. Moving uptown, right? That turkey. No! St. Nicholas came out of Turkey. Much admired for his piety and his kindness, St. Nicholas became the subject of many legends. Arnold Euclides, we're celebrating Christmas and we're talking about Santa Claus and why Santa Claus can't be a woman, can't be a 72 other transgender gender people. It has to be a man. And anybody who thinks that Santa Claus can be anything else but a man is a left-wing fanatical lunatic. Because the originality of Santa Claus is not a woman. It's St. Nicholas in 280 AD. It actually goes back to the Roman pagan religion and the unification of pagan religion and Christendom, which created Christianity. All built around the winter solstice and the worship of the sun god or Saturn. That's what it's all about. Okay? So if we study a little bit more, what does a Christmas tree represent? Well, Pope John Paul called it the Christmas tree, a symbol of Christ. This very ancient custom. He said it exalts the value of life, as in winter, what is evergreen becomes a sign of undying life. And it reminds Christians of the tree of life. Genesis 2:9, an image of Christ, the supreme gift of God to humanity. This according to Pope John Paul in 2004. Germany is credited with starting the Christmas tree. It was the Germanic tribes, the Visigoths, right? Germania, Christmas tree tradition as we now know it. The 16th century, when devout Christians brought decorated trees into their homes. See, they weren't brought into their homes at the time. Okay? All right? It was in the 16th century. That's the 1500s, for those of you who don't know that. They brought the trees into their homes. Some built Christmas pyramids of wood and decorated them with evergreens and candles if wood was scarce. That emanates from St. Nicholas, a man. Not a he, not a she, not a guy that thinks he's a girl that thinks he's a guy, or a girl that decides to have her breastises removed. I like saying breastises. I don't know why. Breastises. Give me the breastises. The breastises. The breastises. I don't know why I like saying that. I just do. The breastises. Well, some girls like to have their breastises removed because they actually really want to be a guy and have a fake penis put in. Can't figure that one out. And some guys want to get their penis cut off and have fake breastises put in. You people are weird. You're just crazy. There's something. You're insane in the membrane. That's the problem. There's only two genders, female and male. Now, if you're a male and you happen to like males, it doesn't make you a female, and you can't be a female, so quit dressing up like a female. Or if you want to dress up like a female, you can be a female. You can be a male being a female, but don't try to be a female when you're a male, because you're still a male. And if you're a female that likes females, you can't dress up and be a male and become a male because you can't be a male. Even if you have a fake penis put in and have your breasts cut off, you're still going to have the DNA of a female. You can't change DNA and genomes. They are what they are. So you are what you is. You are is what you is. You is what you are. Wait a minute. Am I making any sense at all? That's right. Two genders. Okay? So what was Christmas called before it was called Christmas? Well, the pre-Christian Germanic peoples, like I talked about, including the Anglo-Saxons and the Norse, celebrated a winter festival called Yule. Yule, not y'all, not y'all, not you all. It's Yule. Held in the late December to early January period, yielding modern English Yule, today used as a synonym for Christmas. Not y'all, not you. Oh, yeah, no Chinese. Oh, yeah, Yule. No, it's Yule. Y-U-L-E. You got to put that tongue. That tongue's got to go up there. You didn't know I was going to I was going to teach a diction and pronunciation lesson today, did you? Yule. Here, son. The tongue is there. Yule. Yule. Okay, got it? Okay, all right. All right. So, when did gift giving start for Christmas? Okay? Around the year 336 AD, a long time ago. The date of December 25th appears to have become established as the day of Jesus' birth, as we discussed earlier. And the tradition of gift giving was reinterpreted and tied to the story of the three Magi gifts given to baby Jesus, together with another story, that of Santa Claus, based on the historical figure of St. Nick. Okay, you see how they combine these things to create our modern day Christmas? First off, St. Nick was a guy. Santa Claus is a guy. And it was the Catholic Church that married the paganistic Roman religion with symbols and all the sun worshiping and the partying with the faith of Christendom, thereby saying that it was appointed that December 25th was going to be celebrated as the birth of Jesus, when in fact it really wasn't. Okay? And it was all done by the Catholic Church. Now you understand why the Vatican and the Catholic Church are so powerful on the planet Earth? Do you get it? Now you understand why when Jesse T talks about the oligarchy, the powers of the planet Earth, the globalists, the one world order, the new world order, one government, one economy, that is the Vatican and the Catholic Church. You see? And the reason why that is because they had been doing it a lot longer than anybody else, and they were the ones that combined all these things for you and I to celebrate. See how the power is so unconscious and it is so deep? Come on. It's me, Jesse T. I'm not telling you any lies here. Why is Christmas celebrated on the 25th? Well, we talked about that. The religion's most significant holidays were the Epiphany on January 6th, which commemorated the arrival of the Magi after Jesus' birth, you see. Easter, which was celebrated as Jesus' resurrection. The first official mention of December 25th as a holiday honoring Jesus' birthday appears in an early Roman calendar from 336 AD. All right? Christmas wasn't a big deal. Easter was. And the Epiphany on January 6th, when the three Magi, or magistrates, arrived. The three kings. Got it? Frankincense and myrrh. Right? Why do we celebrate Christmas Eve? I told you, we're going to talk about Christmas today. Roman Catholics and High Church Anglicans traditionally celebrated midnight mass, which brings either at or sometime before midnight on Christmas Eve. This ceremony, which is held in churches throughout the world, celebrates the birth of Christ, which is believed to have occurred at night. Once again, Roman Catholics. This is why they are so powerful. Okay? Where does it say Jesus was born on December 25th in the Bible? The Virgin Mary, pregnant with the Son of God, would hence have given birth to Jesus 9 months later on the winter solstice. From Rome, the Christ nativity celebrated spread to other Christian churches to the west and the east, and soon most Christians were celebrating Christ's birth on December 25th because the Pope said so. Okay? What is important that why is it important that we celebrate Christmas? Well, Christmas is a holiday is significant because it celebrates God becoming man in order to save mankind from its original sin through the birth of Jesus Christ. Christmas is observed by billions of people around the world, and this is what the Islamics don't believe. This is what the Hindus and the Jesuits don't believe. Or I mean, the Jesuits, of course, and the Buddhists, they don't believe in this. But we do in America, and America is built on this cornerstone. A celebration of God becoming man in order to save mankind from its sin. Through the birth of Jesus Christ, Christmas is observed by billions of people around the world. And because of Martin Luther and the Protestant Reformation of 1511, we are not under the jurisdiction of the Roman Catholic Church. We were able to grow up and be a nation in the beginning of the Protestant Reformation. In other words, believe that our way to God was through faith and not the indulgences of paying off the Roman Catholic Church in money or some sort of financial something to absolve us of our sins. Jesus Christ absolved us of our sins. Thereby, if we have faith in Jesus Christ, we have faith in God. See, that was the difference. Who created Santa Claus? In 1881, Political cartoonist Thomas Nast drew on Moore's poem to create the first likeness that matches our modern image of Santa Claus. His cartoon, which appeared in Harper's Weekly, depicted Santa as a rotund, cheerful man full of life, a white beard holding a sack laden with toys for lucky children. 1881, here in our timeline. Santa Claus's real name, born in Pateria, a land that is part of present-day Turkey, here we go, circa 280, is not Kathy, Cindy, or a boy that wants to be a girl, or someone that doesn't know what they are. It's St. Nicholas, was a Christian bishop who helped the needy. After his death, the legend of his gift-giving grew. You see? St. Nicholas transformed into a legendary character called Santa Claus, who brings Christmas presents to children around the world. The first Christmas tree appeared in 1510. First written record that is, decorated Christmas tree comes from Riga, Latvia. Men of the local merchants guild decorated a tree with artificial roses, danced around it in the marketplace, and then set fire to it. The rose was used for many years, and it considered to be a symbol for the Virgin Mary. What is the pagan holiday name for Christmas? Yule. Hauling a Yule log, also called Yule Fest, Yule Tide. Observed by Europeans, Neo-pagans, Unitarian Universalists, cultural Germanic pagan, then Christian secular contemporary paganism. Why do people give gifts on Christmas? Giving and receiving is the purest reason of gift giving. The receiver will truly feel your gratitude when you give gifts for elevating happiness and well-being. Gift giving is an act of self-gratification. Gifts for living well are ideal items to show your sincerity as well as good intentions to a person. When was Jesus born? Date and year. Using three methods, most scholars assume a date of birth between the 6th and 4th BC, and that Jesus' preaching began around AD 27-29 and lasted 1 to 3 years. They calculate the death of Jesus as having taken place between AD 30 and 36. The date of the birth of Jesus, is not stated in the Gospels or in any secular text, but most scholars assume the date of the birth was between 6 BC and 4 BC. St. Nicholas is buried in the Basilica di San Nicola Bari, Italy. The 8 pagan holidays associated that the Romans incorporated into Christianity were the midwinter, the Yule. Together they represent the most common celebrations in Wiccan-influenced forms of neo-paganism, especially in contemporary witchcraft groups. You see, this is why when you look at some of the symbology of the Catholic Church, you will see gargoyles. You will see Satan, devilish sculptures. You will see paganistic Wiccan influence, because it was part of the pagan religion of Rome prior to Constantine and the introduction of Christianity as the official Roman religion, Roman Catholic religion. Other of these symbols were midwinter Yule, the Imbolc, the vernal equinox, the Beltane, midsummer, Lamas, Lugantas, and the autumnal equinox and the Samhain. All pagan holidays, which are now part of the Christian ideology. So, now we understand where, what, the who, when, and why Santa Claus can never be a female or gender neutral. No, no, no. Because Santa Claus was never that. St. Nicholas, Santa Claus has always been referred to as a man. Perhaps not that jolly fellow you see right there. That came about in 1881. But Santa Claus is St. Nicholas. He became a saint after his death for his gift giving, his generosity. So there you go. That's why this kind of stuff is full of horse poo-poo. Don't you dare believe it. It can't be done. The Jesse T Show right here with me, Jesse T, doing what I do best, and that is getting straight to the point. On the air and everywhere from the community to the world, the Brown Beauty is always on duty. It's me, Jesse T. It's time to kick it on out of here and say to you guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your shopping. And, don't spend too much money. All right? Love you. Have a good one. See ya!